Another day, another character got announced. Well, actually 2 characters, but in this video, I'll be breaking down the Time Assassin Hit.
Time to start working.
Hit will be one of the 2 technical characters coming out on launch day, and oh boy, does his playstyle live up to the role. Let's get started. First, let's go over his passive ability, Fear of Death. It activates when you're hiding from the enemy. One of the effects is a vision limiting debuff. The ability can also be stacked, where a movement speed decrease gets applied, the target will take increased damage, and the cooldown for his skill 3, Dimensional Infiltration, gets reduced, which we'll get into later. The Rush Attack. Normally, just a flurry of blows, but if Hit is hiding in a bush or a cloud, its range gets increased, and he will warp towards the enemy with a charged attack, dealing more damage than usual. Skill 1, Death Blow. Hit punches out an energy wave, and if he does so while hidden, he will remain hidden. Skill 2, Vital Point Strike. Hit will dash forward and hit the enemy with a melee attack, which can create a shockwave once the skill has been upgraded. And following the hide and seek theme as we've been seeing so far, if Hit lands this while hidden, it will stun the enemy. Skill 3, Dimensional Infiltration. Hit will warp to another spot in range, enter stealth mode, and get a movement speed increase. These effects end when Hit attacks or gets attacked, except when using skill 1, since Death Blow, as I mentioned earlier, keeps Hit hidden if the skill lands on an opponent. Super Attack, Assassin's Domain. This move applies a buff, triggers his passive ability Fear of Death, and anyone in his domain expansion will be slowed and will have limited vision of the battlefield. On top of all of this, he'll use his Dimension Infiltration effects of Stealth Mode and Movement Speed Increase, except whenever the stealth mode ends, if you only use your movement, you will jump right back into stealth mode. You can see this in the move showcase, where Hit uses skill 2, which would normally make him visible, but because he doesn't do anything, he jumps back into the rift in time and lands 2 more death blows, which, like we saw earlier, will keep Hit in stealth mode as long as he lands the skills while remaining unseen. This character will require a precise combination, but if done correctly, players might be able to chunk the enemy's health while still staying invisible to them. And although he has the potential to be deadly in a one-on-one, characters with a wide range AoE attack might prove to be a problem, since his stealth skill ends the moment he gets attacked. So, while he might be an issue in the early game when AoE skills have a limited range, he would likely be easier to deal with as the match goes on and the enemy skills get upgraded. However, the enemy blindly using their skills to find Hit can also be extremely advantageous. In addition to that, Hit might not be able to handle 2 or more opponents at once, since he'll more likely get knocked out of stealth. But all of this can go right out the window once we find out just how much damage he can inflict, how much the buffs he gets from his skills are, and even the details on the move cooldown. Anyways, that's my take on the Assassin Hit. I feel like, given the limited information we have so far, the developers may have done his character justice. But I want to know from you if Squadra just released your new main. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you guys in the game. Or not, if you use the stealth skill.